This might be your next hobby. This amazing watch can be built by yourself from cheap and really good parts from AliExpress. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can buy the parts you need and turn it into an amazing watch. Watch me go through the process and then try one for yourself. I think this watch is amazing and it cost me approximately $100 US, so super cheap for a great quality and awesome watch. Now, I got all the parts from AliExpress, so check out my description for links to the parts and for special discount codes to get your own set and get you started. Now, let's take a look at the parts I got. I got this awesome looking case. It looks nice and sturdy and it's made of quality steel, stainless steel. Comes with a crown and buttons pre-installed, so it's ready to go. It also comes with a really good looking crystal and some pins for your straps. It also comes with a tachymeter dial, and I chose black because I think it looks awesome. The heart of any watch is the movement, and I bought this VK63A movement, which is a battery powered movement. And if you have a look, it looks the part. It looks really good, and from what I know, it is a good movement to fit into a DIY watch. Now, when you're picking other parts, you can reference the VK63 and search for that, and you see what other parts come up, so you get the right or compatible faces and hands like the ones shown here. I got 2 sets because if you've tried to build one of these before, you'll know that these are very tricky and you might end up damaging one, so having a spare set is always handy. Make sure you get some finger gloves to keep your fingerprints off those tiny watch parts. Now, I got this strap here. You can choose from a lot of straps that are available on AliExpress. These were 20mm wide ones to suit the housing or case that I got, and they are a synthetic rubber with a good looking clasp on it, and it looks like a leather look, but it would be a bit more robust, and I think it'll be more long lasting. But the quality here seems really good, so I'm happy with that. Now, as well as getting all the parts, it's a good idea to get some tools and things to help you do the job properly, like this little watch holder here. It's just a pad to rest the watch on and keep it nice and steady when you're working on it. This ball is a case opening tool. It's a soft ball which you can push onto the housing and help you undo the casing, just like so. It works really well. Here we go, that's the empty casing. It has a little guide to help locate the movement. And what's this, you ask? This is a lubrication tin. It's where you put the seal, like the one in here that came with the casing. When you're not using it or you're working on the watch, you can put the seal into the lubrication case to keep it safe and also make sure that it's lubricated, ready for when you put it back in. If it's not lubricated, then it might bind up and damage the seal. So in it goes for safekeeping for later. Now, just put this case back together for now and put it out of the way. Screw on the case back, just like so. I always use my hands to get it started so I don't end up cross-threading the case. Once it's going away, you can use your case opening tool, or just like so, to tighten it up. Now, here we go. Here's the movement. Here's the other parts. I think we're ready to get started. Here we have some of the tools that I've got from my previous watch builds. Assembly mat, hand presses, hand removal tools, tweezers, you name it, watch holders, movement holders. It's all available on AliExpress, and I have bought all these parts from here to assist me with this watch build. You can do it without these parts, but they're cheap and they make your life so much easier. So check out the links and see what I've got as well. Now it's time to get into the build. Let's take a look here. What have we got? Checking out the movement, putting it onto this watch movement holder. It's not quite the right size. I need to get a new one for this housing, but it's sitting on there nicely, and it means that I can work on it without damaging parts in the back, or later when I have the hands, it just gives something to rest the case, so you're not having any weight or anything pressing on the hands. I've put together the stem and crown just to test it. If you pull it out one turn, you can turn the date, and then if you pull it out further, you can turn the hands, but the hands aren't on there, of course, so they are not spinning. Now, I bought this awesome looking watch face. It's black and white, and what I'm going to do is align it. It's got 2 pins in the back. Align it with the movement itself. You can see them on the movement, and it's also handy to line up the dials with the crown and stem, and then press them together. Make sure the pins line up correctly. They're easily bent, so be careful with this. Once they're lined up and you know they're going into the right holes, you can give it a bit of pressure and push it in, and then make sure that it's nice and flush all the way around and it's sitting flat on the movement, just like you see here. It's all looking good now. One more check of the alignment of the dials with the stem, and it looks good. What's next, do you ask? Well, let's pick a pair of hands and see if we can get them fitted to this watch. First up, I am going to put on the hour hand, and I'm putting this on just really gently, not pushing down, and I can use the watch crown to turn it around, and what I'm going to do is wait till the date clicks over, just like so, and then gently move the hand around and line it up with midnight. That means that when it turns to midnight, it's going to click over to the new date, which is exactly where you want to do it. And now you want to set all your hands in the midnight position so that everything starts from 0 when you put the battery in. Use one of the hand press tools with a bigger hole to push on the hour hand, just like so. Now for the minute hand, carefully line it up. It's very tricky to get it lined up initially, but just have some patience. You can get it lined up and then get it to the point where it's sitting at midnight or 12 o'clock. I've applied just a little bit of pressure with the hand presser so that I can then further align it to 12 o'clock before I push it down into its final position. Don't push too hard because you may end up bending the hands. Now for the teeny weeny little hands that go into the chronograph. They are a test of patience. Just very delicate and gentle moves will get it to where you want to. Once it's sitting the right way up on the stem that's sticking up, you can gently push it around to the vertical position and then apply some pressure with the hand press tool to lock it in position. Just like that. That hand is for the minute counter on the stopwatch. Now we move to the next one after this. Same process. And here's a close-up to show you in a bit more detail of how I did it. Check out my shaky hands with the tweezers. If I can do it, then you can do it too. I really hope that my videos help inspire you to give something like this a go. It really is great knowing that you've built something yourself and gone through the challenge, and it makes it even more worthwhile in the end when you've got your nice watch and you know that it didn't cost you much and you know that you built it yourself. That little hand there is for the 24-hour clock. That hand will go round each day right up to 24 to tell you where you are in your 24-hour clock. Now the last one, this is the seconds hand. Again, just gently get it into place, line it up. And then direct it into the vertical position before pressing it down. Now you have to apply some patience here. Nobody wants a watch with missing hands. So you can do it, keep at it, and you'll get there. And here we go. The watch is starting to take shape and it's getting really exciting now. You can sort of see what it's going to look like. I chose these parts because I wanted it to look like Panda. I've just recently been to China, seen the pandas, so I wanted a panda watch. I'll leave the chronograph hand to later, but now we need to size the stem correctly. So this can be really, really tricky. I haven't yet found the best way to do this other than measure the casing, measure the stem in its contracted position, and then trimming down the stem to get the right length and this can take a couple of trimming goes. I suggest you buy a kit of a couple of stems at least, just in case you get it wrong the first time. You've got another one up your sleeve to try and do it again and get it perfect. You need to be able to size it correctly so that when it's pressed into the housing and watch, it still engages into the 3 positions it needs, but then when it's in its final inner position, you can wind it onto the housing itself. Now, I have measured out and marked where the crown winds onto on the stem, and when I wind the crown off, I can see that mark and I know how much to trim off. I measured about 3mm, which I'm going to trim off past that mark so that I know that is shorter by the right amount, and then I'm going to screw the crown back on and give it a try. I use some side cutter pliers to trim down the stem to the right length. You have to be a little bit careful because you can damage the threads by doing this, and that makes it a wee bit more tricky. Just make sure they're sharp and they should be okay for what you're doing, especially if you've got spares to try another one if it goes pear-shaped. That's the beauty of having good access to lots of parts on AliExpress. You can just pick and choose what you want, and if you damage something, you can just order another one. It's not the end of the world. To wind on the crown, I used some flat face pliers, held it on the threaded part that doesn't go into the watch, and then wound the crown on until it's all the way home. Now, I just put the chronograph second hand on. This one's tricky. I actually damaged one. This is out of the second set, which just reiterates the importance of having a spare set if you need. I've pushed that on, and now I'm ready to go and start putting this into the watch housing itself. A wee tip for putting on that final hand, which I only found out afterwards, is I used a little bit of blue tack on the end of my press tool, and it helped align it by sticking to the press tool so I could easily turn it and position it into the right location. And the blue tack had just enough hold to be able to hold it in place and drop it down without sticking to it and pulling it off again when I was ready. Now let's take the watch with its hands and fit it into the housing. You have to tuck it under the buttons just like so. You want to line up the crown stem hole with the hole in the housing, and then this little retaining clip goes in over top, and you can see the cutouts where they are supposed to go around the buttons, and you line it up that way. Press it down. Now this can be a little bit tricky at first. Just keep pressing it down until it goes into place. And once that's in, you can put the crown stem into the watch. You might need to just turn the movement slightly to line up the crown stem hole. I did this. It took me a couple of times to get it lined up properly. And after that, it was all good. The second time I tried to go in and out of this watch, it was much, much easier. It's just about getting used to how it all goes together. So put the crown in, push it in. Didn't quite click in, so I had to line it up again or move it around a little bit. And then it's gone in. Screw it in and check that it goes all the way in. Yep. Now for the cosmetic outer ring. I chose the black because I think it looks awesome. It goes with the black and white theme of the watch. Now there's a little sticky tape which is stuck to the housing. It comes with a protective cover. I'm going to pull this off now and then line up the outer ring and stick it down to the watch. I think it came in a few different colours like blue and red and silver, so you can choose what you want. Or you can get a completely different housing. Just search for the VK63 and see what comes up. But please make sure you go through my links and use my discount codes. You'll get a far better deal that way. Now flip it over. It's time to get the battery. There's a little retaining clip. Lift it up, slide the battery in place, push it down, and it clips into place. Get the seal out of your lubrication container, put it in the groove and make sure it's all lined up nicely. Go and get your case back and wind it on by hand, just like so. Use the case tool to wind it closed and nice and tight. And there we go. We can see the watch going, the chronograph's working and resetting. How good. It's going to look amazing. Let's get the straps and fit them into place Like I said, it came with some pins already in the housing. The straps actually came with some spare clips or pins as well, so that's good, just in case you lose some. This can be a wee bit tricky. These ones have a pre-bent position on the straps, so it just had to be located a little bit awkwardly on the housing. But again, patience gets there. Put one side in at a time and then push the other side in like that and it clips into place. Nope, not that time. Try again. You'll get there eventually. It can be very frustrating, but perseverance is key. Keep trying. Here we go again. Try it from a different angle. Go away, have a break if you need to. Come back. And click it into place. Just like that. And hey, just like that, the straps are on. How did that happen? Amazing. Let's try out this strap and see how it's going to look on my hand. This strap is really cool. It pushes through that clip there and locate it on the tab, or adjustment pin, I mean. And then once that's done, you can use the strap and it's got an easy clasp that tightens and loosens it just by pushing the buttons. This watch looks and feels amazing. I can't believe I made it myself. Let's take a look. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comments if you think this is a cool looking watch and if you'd like one yourself. And I really hope I've inspired you to give this a go yourself. I know you can do it. If you have got value from this video, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.